It was a rainy night in the city, the kind of night that made the neon lights flicker and cast long shadows down dark alleyways. Detective Jack Malone leaned against the brick wall, the smoke from his cigarette hanging in the air like a ghost of better days. He had seen it all in this city, the corruption, the violence, the broken dreams that littered the streets. But tonight, there was a new case on his desk that had all the markings of trouble. A high-profile businessman had been found dead in his penthouse, a single gunshot wound to the head. The police had labeled it a suicide, but something didn't sit right with Malone. He stubbed out his cigarette and squared his shoulders, pulling his fedora low over his eyes. He was going to get to the bottom of this, no matter how many doors he had to kick in or how many punches he had to throw. The first stop was the crime scene itself. The penthouse reeked of wealth and power, but underneath it all was the stench of fear. Malone pored over the evidence, piecing together a puzzle that seemed to have no solution. But as he turned to leave, something caught his eye, a glint of silver hidden in the corner of the room. He bent down and picked up the object, a tarnished key with the initials J.A. engraved on it. Something about it sent a chill down his spine, a feeling that he was closer to the truth than he had ever been. Following the trail of the key, Malone found himself in the seedy underbelly of the city, where the criminals and the desperate made their home. He was met with resistance at every turn, but he was undeterred. He knew that the key held the answers he sought, and he would stop at nothing to find them. Finally, after a long and harrowing journey through the shadows, Malone found himself face to face with the true mastermind behind the businessman's death, a powerful crime boss who had been pulling the strings all along. As the two men stood locked in a stare-down, Malone's hand strayed to the gun at his hip. This was it, the moment of truth. With a steely glare, he raised the weapon and fired, the gunshot echoing through the night like a thunderclap. When the smoke cleared, the crime boss lay dead at Malone's feet. Justice served in the only way he knew how. He pocketed the key, a grim reminder of the darkness that lurked just beneath the surface of the city he called home. As he walked away from the scene, the rain pounding down around him, Malone knew that the streets would never be truly safe. But as long as there were hard-boiled detectives like him willing to fight for what was right, the city would always have a chance at redemption.